The Honda Civic. Nesta Girolami, the Argentine, in the Volvo S60, and fellow Argentine Esteban Guerreri lines up third ahead of Mehdi Bennani. Tom Chilton and points leader Nicky Katzberg ahead of second in the points Thiago Monteiro and Ted Björk, then Rob Huff ahead of Norbert Mikulits. In 11th on down, these are the positions they'll inhabit for both races, and so those drivers who qualified outside the top 10 do not benefit from a reverse grid. Although that would be entertaining to reverse the entire field. Possibly best not around here. We are ready to go. The green flag waves and Rio Michigami will lead the field away on the very final lap before this race gets underway. We will make history here in Villarreal, where they have been racing on the streets of the city since 1931. 86 years now since they first held a race on the unmetalled roads, the dirty, dusty tracks that led through the town. And since then, in various eras, we have been racing in Villarreal. Well, let's hear from French youngster Aurélien Panis on this final formation lap. Aurélien Panis, perhaps understandably, not wanting to talk his way around a vital formation lap on this circuit in a second language. So we will see our cars form up. Again, as you can see, not only houses, telegraph poles and what have you around the side of the track with the odd grandstands, but of course, a number of the corners we are using roundabouts and normal road junctions as part of the racetrack. In the background, the Matthias house, that's the home of Matthias, famous for the rosé wine that comes from this Douro Valley region of Portugal. And of course, down the Douro River, we find former home of the World Touring Car races in Portugal, Porto itself, which is famed globally for its port wine. Coming down to perhaps the most difficult braking area on the track, down into corner 19. This downhill chicane, you're coming over the brow there, comfortably north of 135 miles an hour, accelerating down the hill, trying to get the car to slow, and then turn sharp left and sharp right with metal barriers and concrete walls all around you. Very, very demanding street circuit. Cars on the final few corners of the formation lap prior to the opening race here in Portugal. Being led by Rio Michigami through the roundabouts. The normal racing line is to go around anti-clockwise, as they are doing now. And for one lap only, the Joker lap will go clockwise. You must stay. You must not cross the blue line, whether you're on the normal racing line or on the Joker lap. Now that blue line has been extended further away to remove the blend point from being quite so close to the roundabout. It's changed the racing line. There's been a little 15-minute warm-up session this morning, a test session, so the drivers could get used to it. It still remains to be seen what it looks like in a race. The rain board being prepared. And on the back of it says start delayed. No dramas yet from the skies above. We are getting ready to race in Portugal. Green flag is waving. Red lights are on. And away we go, or away we don't quite go, for our pole sitter Rio Michigami. Finally gets it going in a second place. They're 3 or 4 wide behind. Good start from Yanel O'Shea. Looked like a very slow start from one of the Castrol Hondas of Norbert Mikulits. 3 wide with Thiago Monteiro on the inside. The track is very, very dirty on the outside when you sweep around this long left-hander at corner 4. You can see there They've also been warned about down at the bottom after the final chicane. Oh, a little brush there in the dirt from Esteban Guerreri, but he hangs on to the car right up underneath Mehdi Bennani. Matt Neal, they all got away with it in the opening lap, but there will be a bit of bumping and boring as they all try and find their way into a pocket in the traffic.
Yeah, there's definitely a few elbows out early on, but Girolami's reaction time was super fast. I thought he got the jump off the start. Oh, Katzberg going down the inside.
Yeah.
Has
Guerreri's got a problem. He's been hung out to dry by the two Volvos. He's pulling off to one side. Esteban Guerreri, there must have been maybe that little brush with the Volvo or with the barrier, but the Argentine going very slowly. There's a car in the barriers, and that's the 24 car of Kevin Gleeson. The Lada, again, we've seen it all day today. Very different from how the track was yesterday. A lot of dirt and dust out by those barriers, just waiting to drag you in. And Kevin Gleeson hit the barriers. There's our newcomer, Manuel Fernandez, in the number 22 Lada. Mehdi Bennani made a great start, by the way. He's now up to third position, Bennani. Tom Chilton down in 6th, 7th place. His teammate.
Bennani's up to the lead. Is he in the lead now, Aston?
No. Top two have gone away. Rio Michigami and Nesta Girolami. Oh! And Girolami all over Michigami. Oh, no, you're right. He has taken the lead. So where and when did that happen? Avoid the barriers. Ted Björk and Nicky Katzberg have to be very cautious of those barriers. Yes, Bennani with the lead of the race. Can't take the Joker lap until after lap 2. So the first lap they can go through would be lap 3 of the race. Spots of water on the camera lens. Excellent. Those of you who have just watched an unmitigated, unrestrained plane crash of an Azerbaijani Grand Prix might be thinking this is a little dull so far because we haven't yet had any major dramas, but this could well turn into a bit of a pot boiler. So Rio Michigami in 2nd place, holding everybody up. 3rd place, the blue Volvo, Nesta Girolami. Then Tiago Monteiro, the championship 2nd place man. And further back behind him, Nicky Katzberg is in 7th place, the 2nd, or in fact the 3rd of the blue Volvos. So at the moment, Tiago is back in the championship lead, should nothing change. Of course, with the Joker laps, should nothing change is about as likely as saying, should the sun not come up. Bennani trying to pull away, 1.5 seconds ahead of Rio Michigami, and behind Rob Huff on the crown of the road trying to hold off Norbert Mikulits, and right behind him Jan Erlaché, now up to 10th position. Erlaché from 12th on the grid.
It's the Castrol Hondas that have really had the pace all the weekend so far, but obviously with the reverse grid they're starting back in the pack, and it's if they can try to make progress from where they are, or do they dare take the Joker lap early?
They might need to, mightn't they? Whoa!
Bennani's definitely trying to make some air, isn't he, to try and...
fast and loose. Well, he finds himself unexpectedly in front, so I'm sure the engineers on the radio are going, OK, Mehdi, push, make a gap, take your Joker lap early, and then try and avoid the dramas with the safety car.
He's certainly doing that. Michigami's the cork in the bottle at the moment. He's just holding Girolami back.
Now the problem is, it's looking like about a 4-second slower lap doing the Joker lap. 4 seconds behind him would drop him into the gap behind Mikulits to Erlaché, but it's not a big gap.
Yeah, he pulled 4/10 on that lap. If he can get another 2, 3, 4 laps in, he could just about do it.
Yeah.
Don't forget, they've got to be able to take theirs as well.
Right, where on earth has Bennani got this from? He starts from 4th on the grid. He's on the left on the 2nd row. There's almost a rub with Esteban Guerreri, who starts on the inside and goes outside. Kevin Gleeson.
Yeah, Girolami moves over to block...
And they're all bunched on the inside.
Guerreri. Chilton holds his ground and muscles his way through.
And Bennani's up to 2nd there as Tiago eases through on the inside as well. And then Bennani, where does he get the lead from Rio Michigami? Is it up at this first corner at the roundabout? There's Michigami in the lead in the grey and red Honda. Bennani's squeezed his way through. Well, he must have passed him, I think, here at turn 6. Joker lap is now enabled. DRS zone is open, if you like. Let's see who goes early. Fastest race lap so far after 2 laps completed is by Rob Huff in 8th place. There he goes in the black Munich Motorsport car. And we know who the fastest car through the speed traps was all through free practice and qualifying, don't we? It was Mehdi Bennani, quicker than anybody else on top speed. And if he's got the car trimmed out for pace again today, starting 4th on the opening race grid, he may well have sacrificed a tiny bit of grip for some straight line speed.
Yeah, Martin, a lot of the drivers are all complaining about understeer, and you know, Bennani's Citroen looked one of the loosest cars out there in free practice and qualifying. So if he's got it right, he could have actually just hit the nail on the head. I mean, they're running the rear of these cars incredibly high around here. Just, oh, here we go.
Yep. Well, there's a huge bunch led by Tom Chilton. So Chilton, Katzberg, Bjork, Huff, first available opportunity.
But why do you follow someone through there? You don't gain anything, that's what.
Yeah, but you don't lose anything either.
They're stuck in the traffic.
They're still stuck in the same train. You know, they would be whether they went through there or not, but at least they've got it out of the way should there be a safety car. Esteban Guerreri in the pits. We may not see him back in. Lead for Bennani, 2.1 seconds. So he's going to need another 4, 5, maybe 6 laps to get out to a 4-second gap where he can take the joker lap and then come back out. And there's only 8 laps left, or 7 after this. So Bennani's committed now. He's rolled the dice to going very late.
Michigami's sort of turned the tables on Girolami as well. He's down now, broken the toe, and he's pulling away. Yeah,
he's easing away from Girolami because Girolami's fighting off Tiago, and that's the problem for Nesta in 3rd place, is Tiago Montero. The problem for Montero is that he's got another Volvo line astern, Ted Björk. So Katzberg's taking the joker lap along with Tom Chilton. And in fact, they remain in the same positions. There's just a bigger gap. Oh, there's Huff on Katzberg. That could work very well for Tiago Montero. And right up behind is Norbert Mikulits. Huffy's headlights strobing away. This is the battle for 7th. Don't forget, none of these guys have lost any track position by doing their joker lap. They've just dropped back a little. Bennani, another fastest race lap, a 59.4 this time. Everybody else a 10th or 2 slower. In fact, Michigami a 10th slower. Girolami in 3rd place, half a second slower. And Michigami, the second car in your shot, has definitely started to creep away. 2 more. Through goes Tiago. Oh, made a mistake, and so did Ted Björk. And they both come back on in front of Chilton, so now I've got to recall whether Chilton was behind them or not. I think he was. Well, anyway, he is.
5th, yes.
Yeah, so I think that is status quo maintained.
But Bjork hasn't taken his good
he just went in behind Tiago. Yeah, so they, not much gained, not much lost, but Tiago, no, he was behind Nicky Katzberg, wasn't he? So he's going, so Tiago has got him back in front of Nicky Katzberg. So between Tiago, again, is still those 2 cars, and then Nicky Katzberg. Tiago still then reclaiming the championship lead as of
behind
now.
Nicky Katzberg. So Huffy's jumped to Michelet's.
Yeah, he has. No,
well done. We gained 1 position.
Okay.
Yeah, Bjork jumped Chilton.
We need to work on our timing screen because it doesn't actually say who's gained what over
just
who.
A bit delayed.
Well, no, but it doesn't say who's moved up the order, so you have to have actually taken a photo of it before every lap.
Gleason, they're under the bonnet, but that might be, they were looking at the right rear as well, which might be that flick on the arm on the opening lap.
Might be a bit of debris and overheating as well. So Guerreri and Gleason both with opening lap contact in the pit lane.
Okay, Huffy's got a little bit of air in front of him. If he can get the hammer down. The Citroen is still very heavy.
Volvo making a move on Michigami. That's Nesta Girolami. He came out of the chicane all over the back of the Japanese driver. Didn't get through, but the writing is on the wall, isn't it? He really needs to hurry Michigami along. Another quickest lap last time around for Bennani, and Girolami. I thought he was in trouble there. He was in trouble there. He didn't do the joker lap.
He was going to do the joker lap.
He's given away half a second there just by not quite being sure whether or not to do it.
Yeah, I think he was going for it, then was carrying two.
I think he had a Montero moment down the hill there because he was right up behind Michigami. I think he lost the back of the car and was collecting it all up and didn't dare try and do the joker lap.
Talking of which, fastest lap of the race, Tiago Monteiro.
Oh, yes. 59.1 for Tiago, 59.3 for Mehdi on that last lap. So Rio Michigami in second, Nesta Girolami in third. Top three yet to take their joker laps, and they have not got a gap.
I reckon we're going to see Bernani this time. He's now built it up. He's got 4.2 second lead, so this could be it if he wants to play it super safe.
Yeah, he has to do it now because he's got the gap in his favour. Fastest man on track is Tiago Monteiro, but only just ahead of our race leader, Mehdi Bernani. Rio Michigami in second place, the 34 Honda, then the blue Volvo of Nesta Girolami. Those top three yet to do their joker lap. All the cars behind Girolami are in a long train, and they have all done the joker lap. He is going to lose big time, because when he takes his joker lap, he's going to sink like a stone all the way to the back of that queue. He's going to come out behind Norbert Mikulec.
He's going to come out right in the middle of it, Martin.
He's not, is he? Not if it costs him 4 seconds. 4 seconds from him is going to leave him, Huff Mikulec sort of territory, but there's nowhere to get back in there.
I reckon he's going to be Chilton Katzberg's brain.
I don't know. He's got to get in though, because it's like it's going to be like in NASCAR when you're on the high line, you just hung out to dry. There's going to be a stream of cars coming by.
But he will have the inside line into
right, come on, Mehdi. Here we go. Now we're going to see. This is the way that he was hoping to build up an advantage. He's going to be much slower out of the roundabout than the cars behind, but that's enough. Bernani will be in the lead of the race, so he remains in the lead. And you know, there's every opportunity. Tiago Monteiro is going to finish second, Ted Björk in third here, because Rio Michigami, the 34 Honda, and Nesta Girolami, the 61 Volvo, have been caught by the guys who've already paid the price of going on the joker lap. They cannot win anything from this situation, never mind the race. I'm afraid Michigami and Girolami's strategy has consigned them to dropping down. Well, not just their strategy, Matt, not enough speed to go away like Bernani. If they'd been able to stick with Mehdi, they could have done a joker lap there and still come out in front of Tiago.
The interesting thing is, Michigami's and Girolami are holding them up at the moment.
Yep.
Monteiro has been super fast all weekend. Once we get rid of these two, Monteiro's got a clear crack at the back of Bernani.
Yeah, however, he might have 1 lap and 6 seconds to go. Rio Michigami, Nesta Girolami, second and third. Yet to take their joker laps. Our race leader, Mehdi Bernani, cantering away, has taken his joker laps. Those that haven't are shown in red. The other driver who has yet to take his, Manuel Fernandez, the local driver from Villarreal, down towards the tail of the field in one of the 3 RC Racing Lada Vestas. Well, Matt, now you're in a hole.
Yeah.
You've got to pray for a safety car or something. Michigami and Girolami.
Yeah, Michigami.
They've got to go. They've got to go now. Yeah. Girolami's going now. Michigami, he's going now as well.
Okay.
The later you leave it, the more of a hole you're in.
That's great. Now we can see the pace of the Honda, because that's going to release Tiago.
Oh, where are we going to get the blend? Oh, Michigami squeezes in front of Katzberg. That's exactly. Oh. And Girolami and Huff's through on the inside, little bit of a rub.
Michelic's going to run as well, following through.
Norby finds the door open. Nesta had to get off the throttle there, and it's uphill there, isn't it, out of that really slow chicane. And so he was really struggling there for pace. It doesn't look like it, but it is steep uphill there.
Yeah, a bit of pushing and shoving at the playground there.
Yeah, definitely was. Ooh, bump. Girolami getting the hurry up, getting the bums rush there.
That gave Norby a run on all of them.
Yeah. Getting the bums rush off Rob Huff, and in front of him, the other car, Nicky Katzberg, the Volvo, getting a bit of a hurry up shunt from behind. Here's our race leader there, Mehdi Bernani. Crikey, what a race he's had. 4th on the grid, and galloped away on the opening lap. Made the gap he needed. I mean, that was exactly what you needed to do from those front starting positions. It shows it is possible.
Yeah, but those Castrol Hondas have been, they're 30 kilos lighter this weekend. Yeah, with the way the regs are working. So now he's got a clear shot at the back of the Citroen. It's going to be great.
Oh, and Huffy's having a look. That's Nicky Katzberg, the championship leader in front. Rob Huff couldn't get close enough there. 150 miles an hour top speed here. Oh, and that's Fernandez. Manuel Fernandez in the barriers. That's at turn 16.
Oh.
Oh!
That's Katzberg.
And through goes Huff. On the oil, on the dirt, but Michigami's hung out to dry on the outside, and Norby's right there as well. And Norby's trying to go around Michigami. Rio Michigami hasn't got the pace here that he needed.
That was a proper opportunistic manoeuvre of Huffy.
Well, you know,
the door was open.
Yeah, throw the dog a bone. Rob Huff is right there. He is a street fighter, isn't he? Thiago moves up the order to second place.
That was like one of your mates just got in the nightclub and the bouncer's trying to close the door and you shoulder barge in.
And Norbert Mikulits, I think Rio's going to make this easy for him. He does. Rio Michigami now is going to try and hang on in front of Nesta Girolami. These two started on the front row. And the team asked Rio Michigami, I think, to allow Norbert Mikulits to go through.
It's almost as though he misses a gear there or blocks a gear on the edge.
Just
look at Huffy. Oh, I'll tell you, it's a risky move.
Yeah,
Rob.
probably was. But it's a street race, Matt. You know, you've got to make the moves when there's a quarter of a gap, never mind half a gap, and just hope that you can get the thing stopped on all that oil dry.
At the inside.
Yeah, really did. Lap 9 of 11, 2 to go after this. Mehdi Benani still leads.
Bravo.
Don't bravo
Which
yet.
problem, Rio?
Not over.
I think tire.
Trouble. He's saying trouble, not bravo.
What's the trouble for Rio? I think it's a tyre, he said.
No, I think that's Thiago, wasn't it? Now, the Volvos and the Hondas have all had problems in qualifying pre-practice, so with the bashing they get off these big sleeping policemen in these sort of ungainly chicanes they have to go through, weave their way through, then we could see...
Well, if Thiago's got a problem, he's disguising it well. He's just done the fastest second sector of his race. Gap is down from 4 point whatever to 1.8 first to second. Thiago Montero closing on Mehdi Benani. New fastest lap for Thiago Montero, and Michigami's the man with the tyre problem right front. Looks like it might be. Unfortunately, he's just gone by the pits as well, so he's got 4.7 kilometres to get back without destroying the car on the penultimate lap, and he's going to be going very slowly when they come up behind him towards the end of the lap. He's at turn 19 down at the chicane, and hopefully will be out of the way. In fact, he's a lot further round than I thought he was from that shot.
Yeah, is that ominous for the other Hondas, or is it?
Oh, here comes Thiago. That is ominous. 3/10 quicker than Mehdi on the last lap. This is lap 10 of 11. Penultimate lap here. In fact, it wasn't. There was 8/10 quicker than Mehdi Benani on the last lap. Gap was down to a second. It is less than that now. First sector, Mehdi was actually 3/10 quicker. Thiago, is he pulling over? Or was that just the racing line? Didn't look like he was going quite as fast as I expected him to be, but no sign of everybody streaming by him yet. There's Benani, there's Montero. Ted Björk is closing, so is Tom Chilton. There's Katzberg in 5th, Huff in 6th. Thiago 43.8 second sector, Benani 43.7 second sector. So Thiago has got the pace still, but he's not closing on Benani.
It does look as though he's physically dropped back a wee bit from the back of Benani now.
Yeah, gap's out over a second now. That's more like a second and a half, isn't it?
Björk is...
Yeah, you don't want to...
as though he's closing.
Don't want to drop back into the clutches of Ted Björk on the last lap. Don't forget, this is to take the lead back in the championship for Montero and a podium in the first race in his home country. Ryo Michigami was right front. You can see the tyre completely free of air there and off the rim. They want to get him fixed and ready before the car's going to Parc Fermé. There's Katzberg's blue Volvo ahead of Huff's black Citroen. That's the battle for 5th. Norby is right here. We ride on it, on board with him in 7th place.
Wow, fastest lap of the race, Norbert Michelitz.
Yeah.
Down in 7th place at the moment.
Still nothing wrong with the speed of the Castrol Hondas around here, is there? Montero 1.4 behind Bernani at the beginning of the race, and in Mehdi Bernani's garage, there's his mum on the left. Everybody really praying that this comes good for him. What an emotional time he had at the Nürburgring. I can't believe that Mehdi Bernani made such a good fist of this. Main race victory in Hungary. Mehdi Bernani halfway around the lap, the fastest part of the circuit, the place where his car looks, frankly, the most frightening in the field. And he's on his way down the hillside now, out of the last really critical braking area. Oh, Mehdi Bernani, we're going to have another different race winner here, aren't we? Thiago Montero is a little closer, but not close enough. I think Bernani is just breathing a fraction easier now. Out of the last chicane, down the hill, still half a dozen corners to go, around the roundabout, turns 26 and 27. And the checker flag is out. It is victory in Portugal for Mehdi Bernani, a race that he made for himself. Took the lead on the opening lap, broke the opposition, drove away, made the gap to do the Joker lap with no dramas, and what a race. Mehdi Bernani victorious. Thiago Montero, you saw his dad looking happy as well. His wife and kids are here as well this weekend, of course, in Portugal, so he's very happy. And Ted Björk makes it a Citroen, a Honda and a Volvo on our opening race podium. Well, Matt Neal, if you're going to outline the perfect strategy for the race, starting from row 2 of the grid, Mehdi Bernani ticked every single box on the way, didn't he?
Yeah, what a race indeed. From where you're starting in the pack, if you'd have said to him you're going to win this race at the beginning of it, he wouldn't have, he'd have put his house against it, I would have thought, as I would have.
Yeah.
But I think Girolami was too focused on keeping Guerreri behind him. He moved over and that sort of just opened the door, and